What's up, comic book fans? And welcome to Comics Icons. Now, JJ, what they call me. And today, we got more Blood Hunt. This time with Dracula Blood Hunt issue number 2. And if you guys missed any part of this massive Blood Hunt event, then I'll put a card up at the top of your screen and a link at the end of the video to the playlist so you can get caught up. But this event has been big so far, and although some of the reviews have been kind of mixed, I think this has been an overall pretty dope event personally. Although I think it probably should have come out in the fall around Halloween instead of in the summer with this whole darkness vibe. But overall, I'm digging it. Now, I admit there are some of the tie-ins that don't really push the plot of this event forward in any way except to show that this darkness is all throughout the Marvel Universe right now. Which is why I haven't fully covered every issue of this 60-issue event. But the main ones that do advance the plot, I'm all in on. And I'm really digging those. And in terms of where we left off in this event, with Blood Hunt series issue number 3, and Miles Morales' Spider-Man issue number 21, Blade's daughter Brielle had learned that her father was behind all of the chaos of the Sun Death as the new Lord of the Vampires. And that she would need to be the one to take him down. And news of this prompted Brielle to run like hell. Yes, these were all heroes, but she didn't know any of them. All she knows is that her dad has been a hero and he's her dad. So that wasn't easy news to cope with or believe in. So if you guys are ready to find out if Dracula is able to catch up with Brielle and convince her to do what needs to be done, or if Brielle is able to find another way to save her father, then you guys know what time it is. Let's get it. So this issue kicks off as Brielle continues to run and thinks about everything that had just happened to her, learning that her dad was the big bad. And not only that, but the only other superhero that she personally knows besides her dad is Miles Morales. And he just attacked her on her father's orders. So it's kind of understandable for her to freak out like she has. And as she finally slows down to take a moment to process all of this, she runs into more vampires. And now the fight is on as she cuts through them while still crying about her father. Strong, even through her pain. I like it. But then as she begins to get overwhelmed by these vampires, she gets some help in this fight by none other than Daredevil, who offers to chaperone this dance since the vamps are going after a kid. And as Brielle watches him work, she thinks to herself that seeing the heroes fight on TV is one thing, but to see it in person is a whole other experience. And they each have their own little nuances that make them special. And for Daredevil, watching him move is like watching a ballet. So different from both her dad and Spider-Man. But as impressive as he is, Brielle is still hesitant with him once the fighting stops. All of the heroes have been failing her today, so she assumes that Daredevil is also here to tell her that she needs to kill her dad. But Daredevil has no idea who she or her dad even is. He was just doing what he does, saving people. So as she begins to introduce herself to him, he notices that her heartbeat starts to get very erratic. And then she goes for her serum pills and starts to pass out just as she tells Daredevil that her name is Brielle and her father is Blade. Then a little bit later on, as she wakes back up, we see that Daredevil has taken her to a rooftop and he'd helped her get her serum pills before she passed out. And she tells him that the pills help her maintain control for when she's had too much blood loss or smells way too much blood. But then she finishes telling him that Dracula and Doctor Strange and all the other heroes told her that her pops was the Lord of the Vampires now and that she'd have to take him out. And she's really surprised that Daredevil doesn't already know about any of this. But what he does know is that the sun's been blocked out and he can smell the dark magic. And then now the city's filled with vampires, but that's about it. And he has her to fill him in on the rest, which she does. But it's just something about all of this that doesn't feel right. It doesn't make sense to Brielle. She just got her dad in her life, and the first thing he did was save it. And then after he saved her life, he's the one that trained her how to fight. And now all of a sudden she's supposed to believe that he did all of that just to turn around and hunt her down? Maybe he's got a different plan that they can't see. Or maybe it's a shapeshifter playing games, and instead of investigating, the other heroes expect her to just end him. And out of all of the heroes, Spider-Man was the only one that she had already known, and he tried to kill her. But Daredevil reminds her that Spider-Man was sent by her father, according to him, and that no one should be forced to make this type of a choice so early into being a hero. And he apologizes to her because he understands what she's going through. But sometimes this is what being a hero is all about. The tough choices. Sometimes you come face to face with a villain that you care about. Maybe it's a shapeshifter, or they can't control themselves. But you know what they're doing is evil. And even worse, maybe they really did switch sides, and the only way to stop them is to step up because you love them. And if you don't stop them, then you've decided that you're okay with it. And then he tells her that there's nothing that he could say that would make this easier, but he won't force her into making any choices. He does, though, know that running will never save the day. And if it helps, he also knows what it's like to be on the other side as well, and he's grateful that his loved one stopped him. And as far as he's concerned, it's one of the greatest acts of love that you can offer. But then Daredevil senses that they're not alone. Someone has joined them, and it's not the same dark magic that's blocked out the sun, but it is a vampiric presence that he senses. And before he even looked, Brielle already knew who it was, as Dracula descends down on them, asking if she's finished with her crying because they've got serious work to handle. Man, I know Dracula's historically the bad guy, and I'm not supposed to like him, but he's got some pretty dope unbothered one-liners. Are you done crying, girl? We got real work. That's gangster. But then he tells Daredevil how easy it was for him to track them both, and that this blood hunt is composed of predators with one singular focus. And you have her up here on a roof? The hell is wrong with you? Step aside. But Daredevil, the ever valiant one, defends Brielle and tells Dracula that she doesn't want to go with him. But Dracula rebuts that the existence of their species doesn't care what she wants. And then Daredevil attacks. But for Dracula, fighting Daredevil is like swatting a fly, and he takes him down pretty easily. But lucky for Daredevil, Dracula doesn't care to waste time killing him. And Brielle has seen enough and steps up and offers to go with Dracula if he backs off. So she ends up leaving with him. And I just thought here that it'd have been so on point for Blood Hunt to have vampires attack and turn Daredevil right now on the roof, right after Dracula and Brielle left while he's sitting there with his ass kicked. But as Brielle and Dracula head back to the sanctum, she wants to stop for a moment to at least check in with her mom once again, because she still hasn't heard back from her, and she just left Atlanta in a hurry and needs to make sure that her mom even checked her voicemail and knows that she's in New York. So she goes off and makes the call, and once again has to leave another voicemail, and tells her that she doesn't know if she wants to be a hero anymore after today with what she has to do. But then her call is forced to have to end early, as all of a sudden Dracula calls out to prepare herself because they're coming. As Brielle then drops her phone, and it almost appears as if she's frozen, as a voice then tells her that she should have listened to the false Lord Dracula's warning. You should have hurried. Otherwise, I think you wanted me to find you. As then we see a giant creature with the face of her father. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of the issue. Man, how dope was that, y'all? Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys are enjoying this event because it is massive. Blade is out here on demon time, and Dracula is a hero dropping one-liners on other heroes. Man, my head is about to explode right now. This is insane. But I want to hear from all you guys on what you think about this issue and this series and this event. But I'm loving this Dracula tie-in, and now there's only one issue of it left, so I can't wait to see what happens. And as always, if you guys enjoyed this video and this channel, and you'd like to support the channel, then you can do so by stopping by the Comics Icon store and picking you up some of this merchandise, including the background music heard right here in this video, available for download, or by joining the Iconic Fan Club channel membership, and I'll make sure that there's a link in the description to join. But with your membership, your voice will be heard during our interactive live streams with yours truly, where we could talk about everything that's been going down in these issues, as well as ones that you'd like for me to go over in the future and other comic book news. Plus, you guys will get loyalty badges, member shout-outs, and up to 20% off of Comics Icons merchandise from the Comics Icons store. And we've got tiers to the memberships as well, starting at just 99 cents. Or you guys can donate to the channel with a super thanks. And if you're not able to do any of these, then you can still be a tremendous help to the future of this channel by dropping a like, share, and subscribing to Comics Icons for more icons in the comic book world. But ladies and gentlemen, it's about that time. I'm out. Peace.